to my channel. Welcome to a week in my life. It is going to be, I'm going to be honest with you, a very busy week. I have been looking at my calendar for this week and anticipating the busyness, also very excited for what's happening. It is the beginning of the day, and the one good thing I have to say about daylight savings is you wake up to more sun, which helps me get up and get my day going. It definitely feels a little bit better to wake up to sunlight and have that energy to start the day, especially on a day like today, because I am doing a big shoot for my brand Mary Young. I probably have talked about it, but if you're new, I am the founder, the designer, the creative director of my own brand called Mary Young, which is my name, my maiden name before I got married to marry Ofori-Attah. And we do mostly women's lingerie, some loungewear. Today's shoot is very exciting. It's very different, but we have been planning and preparing for today's shoot and the products that are coming out in this shoot for quite some time. So it feels like this has been a long time coming. And if you know about the brand, you also know that we do everything slow. So we are a slow fashion brand. We don't produce in mass quantities. We actually produce everything ethically and sustainably in Canada. We work with a couple different production houses there that are all small, medium size. They pay people a living wage, not minimum wage, so very different. And I can get into that if you have questions, but the whole reason why I produce clothing this way is just because I want every stage of the production process, whether it's who's making it, to who's shipping it, to you receiving it, to feel good and to feel empowered, not just the end customer. So it really is supposed to be for everyone involved in the product, but ideally you, when you receive it, you'll love it. So to get my day started, I need to go for a walk to clear my head. I just put on very base layer, just concealer, brushed my brows and a little bit of blush, just so I don't look like I'm super tired. But I'm gonna head out for a walk to start my day. I think this is going to help me with my mindset going into a busy day / going into a busy week, which you will come along with me for. So the walk is my morning non-negotiable, a movement, whether that's stretching, a walk, a workout. I try to do something every morning that is for my physical body, and it also helps my mental. So that is what I'm about to do. I am going to probably throw on a hat, sunglasses, maybe headphones, and head out and get some fresh air, clear my mind, and get ready to start the day. So for those of you who are new, I'm so glad to have you. And for those of you returning, I wish I could give you a hug. So let's get today started. Let's get this week going. I am heading to another shoot for Mary Young for my brand. And today is a very exciting day because it is a style that we have literally never done before. This is the first for us. I'm not gonna give it away. You'll see in all the B-roll and the photos and the video. So I have the samples pulled, my steamer set aside, all the other things that we need, and I'm packing all of my cameras, and I realize I'm not really a technology person. Michael, my husband, has taught me so much about content. He is really the reason why I have a YouTube video. He has encouraged me so much to share on YouTube, and also has taught me how to edit because he's an editor. But I have so many cameras, including this one that I'm filming on, that I'm bringing. So let me show you all of the tools that I'm bringing to create content on set. Okay, so ignore this lovely little bag. This is my battery bag for one of my cameras. This is the Sony 4K Handycam. It shoots like an old school VHS, so it's really fun. I'm bringing my film camera. I've actually had this for years. My friend got me this as a birthday present years ago. So I'm bringing this and some extra film just in case. And then I also have my handy dandy G7X, my Canon. It's a love-hate I have with this camera, but it is really great for getting stills and B-roll. And then obviously batteries. I'm charging more batteries to make sure that these are all set to go. So the shoot is gonna be about 3 hours, which is a decent amount of time. I know I talked about being nervous about shoots and just the energy leading up to. This one I feel a little bit better. I know one of the models we're working with, we've worked with her before, so maybe there's just a bit of comfort with working with someone you've worked before. Alejandra, our content creator, who I think you probably saw in the last video. I mean, you'll probably see her. She's usually with me. So she'll be there. So I have an emotional support system while I'm there. But the thing about it being 3 hours and also like in the middle of the day is I'm going to be so hungry and I really just don't have time to eat on set. So I'm going to eat basically like a full meal right now before I go. And then I'll bring my chomps as my on set snack because as a gluten free, dairy free, mostly AIP girly, it is really hard to find snacks that you can eat on the go that are also yummy and healthy and not just like nuts, which you can't really even have nuts on AIP. So there's not a ton of options, which might lead me to another video. I don't know if it'll be out before this or after this about my favorite snacks for gluten free, dairy free, AIP friendly things that I eat a lot because I am a hungry person and I like to eat. So I'm going to do that now. Finish packing everything up in one bag, make sure that I have tripods. It's always good to have more tripods than less. And I think I'll be set, which feels good. It feels good to not be like overly nervous and just feel prepared for this. Came home quickly, unpacked, changed because I got some of the flower, I don't even know what it's called, like, what is that stuff, pollen? I got some of the flower pollen on my shirt, so I'm really hoping it comes out because I really love that shirt. But I changed and I went and got groceries and it was busy. So I'm finally home. I'm actually so tired, but I want to show you some of the groceries that I bought because I know there's a lot of new faces and you don't know how particular I am about my food or with my food. So I have been gluten-free and dairy-free, well, dairy-free my entire life, basically, and then gluten-free for 12 years. So this is just like who I am now. But I recently have gone on the autoimmune protocol diet, which is basically just removing anything that causes inflammation because I deal with a lot of inflammation with my endometriosis, adenomyosis, celiac disease, and there might be something lingering, but we're not gonna believe that for right now. So I've really had to cut out a lot of food and it's very minimal what I can eat now. So I have to be very strategic with grocery shopping, meal planning, things like that. So a lot of what I eat now is like vegetables and protein. So I'm gonna show you some of the things that I got that are pretty regular at this point. So it's just like who I am. It's my personality trait. I eat a ton of sweet potatoes. These are the Japanese sweet potatoes. I love these. They're harder to find. Not every grocery store has them. I go to Sprouts here in LA and I personally love Sprouts for their produce, their meat, and their gluten-free options. So if you can go to Sprouts, I recommend that. But the Japanese sweet potatoes are really sweet. I also got some carrots, just like the, what do you call these? Like the heritage? Is it heritage? No, they're rainbow carrots. I think I might roast them tonight because Michael is actually doing a lamb. We are a big broccoli household, so I have broccolini and just broccoli crowns as well. So that's like a lot of the veggies. And then I also got some cucumber. I have not been eating cucumber because it has been hurting my stomach, despite it being okay for the autoimmune protocol. And then I also got avocados. I love avocado. I'll have like avocado, sweet potato, and bacon, or avocado, sweet potato, and beef. Anything as like sort of my brunch or lunch. So I do swear by avocados. I just think they're delicious. It's always worth the money. I know they're expensive, but for me, it's worth the money. I normally have yogurt, but I had to buy a different brand. I don't even want to get into it. I'm like very upset. I'm a creature of habit, so having a different brand is just like not what I want at all. But I did get my raspberries, so I usually put raspberries in my yogurt. If you've watched my vlogs, you know how much of a creature of habit I am because that is like my favorite breakfast. I normally get the So Delicious yogurt, but I am trying the Silk. And again, it's coconut because it's dairy-free, I'm dairy-free. So we'll see. I bought 2 of these. So I'm gonna be eating them because, I mean, there's not a lot of other things to eat for breakfast. I'm very much a breakfast person, so being AIP really removes the joy of breakfast because like eggs, toast, you can't have any of it. I also got a new milk. This is a almond and coconut. I have not tried this blend before, but they also did not have the milk that we normally get. So I'm gonna leave the one jug that we have here for Michael to make his smoothies, and I will try this in my coffee. And we will see how that goes. Another thing that I love being AIP is grapes. Great snack, easy sugar, very delicious. I try to buy organic. I know someone asked about this before. My goal is to buy organic just because I know how sensitive my body is, and it just really needs less chemicals. The way food is taken and processed and preserved in North America specifically, I know there are chemicals involved, and I just know for me it just doesn't work the same. So I do try my best to buy organic when I can. Another thing that I've been loving lately, it's very simple. Anyone can do this. It's very, very simple. Is just a spring mix. So I got one small container with dill and salt and pepper and a little olive oil drizzled on it. It's just such a nice little touch. And so sometimes I'll do that with a meat. So like shrimp. Got some shrimp. We still have some scallops in the freezer. So I sometimes will do scallops and shrimp just on that like bed of greens with dill, salt and pepper. And then I also got steak, which is one of my favorite proteins, and chicken wings. I've been doing chicken wings since AIP just a bit more because I need more protein, but I just do salt, pepper, and then I drizzle it with honey. It's actually delicious. It is gluten-free, obviously. There's no bread or anything. There's no hot sauce, which you can't have AIP, but it is really yummy. Unfortunately, they also had no chicken breast. So note to self, do not go grocery shopping on Mondays. It's just like not gonna be it. But those are the main things. A few things that I picked up for Michael are these protein drinks. I used to have these, I miss them. They are pea protein, but no good for this belly and this gut, but they are vegan and gluten-free. So if you're fine with peas, I definitely love the OWN. I do hope that I can get back to that. He and I both love a chomps, so I got a couple chomps. These truly saved me. Honestly, like they saved my life. I get so hungry. And then I also got us our Terra chips. These plantain chips are the best. So I'm gonna put all these away. I am feeling so exhausted. I'm like, my battery is definitely depleted. So I'm going to put the groceries away and probably put on a sweatsuit and do some work tonight, and hopefully go to bed relatively early because I have another busy day tomorrow, which you will join me for. So we'll see you tomorrow. That I think I'm an introvert. I've always been kind of unsure if I'm an introvert or extrovert, but the past 2 days of doing shoots, obviously one yesterday for Mary Young and one today for partnership with Missouri, I love doing shoots. Don't get me wrong. I love being on set. I love being with people. I love making content and just like feeling creative, but I just am exhausted. I was saying this to Alejandra, who was on both shoots, so I don't know how she's feeling. But I was saying this to her today on our second shoot that I felt like a zombie last night. Like my whole body is exhausted, and I feel very much the same right now. And I don't know how people do it. Like, power to the people who can be out and about and be doing, honestly, all the extroverted things. But I realized for me, like, I need some time to myself. I have a few more days of intense work before I travel next week. So thankfully all the shoots and like the people chit chat thankfully is over, so I can actually just like get back to work now. But I did have a great time. Like, I really don't want to complain about being on set. I know this is something that I was talking about in a previous vlog, if you've been following, that I wanted to do more content shoots that get me out of my comfort zone, but also just get me creative again. I think that's something that I easily lose being a business owner. I can like focus so much on the business and forget about the creative and the marketing side of things. So it's nice to be able to bring the two together. But I also just want to know, like, am I the weird one that just is tired after being around people all day? Or please tell me if I'm normal or if you can relate. Like, maybe some of you can relate. So if you can, please let me know so that I know that I'm not alone. So I want to show you some of the pieces. I obviously have a bunch of earrings. So these are all Mejuri, different hoops, which I love. I just love a gold hoop. I have a few rings. And then some of their really cute bracelets. I actually used to never like wear bracelets, but look how cute that is. Like, I'm sorry, a few little diamonds together. I have become a bracelet girly. I think just adding a few accessories obviously elevates a look, like a hoodie. Just makes me feel like a little more put together. I'll link all of these different pieces, and if you follow me on social media, you'll see it on Instagram. You might see it on TikTok, but you'll definitely see it on Instagram, so you can follow me to see the photos, the turnout of how it all came together. But now I gotta make dinner. Like slow-ish morning. As you know, I was very tired yesterday, and I'm still very tired today. My head is just like not feeling great, and this is just part of having chronic pain and chronic fatigue. So along with my chronic migraines, which I've had for about 17 years after concussion, I also have chronic fatigue, which was basically started from the concussion. So a lot of these struggles I deal with became a problem after my concussion and dealing with post-concussion syndrome. So I have had time to learn about chronic pain and chronic migraines and to really listen to my body. I've talked about having habits that support your body, how to use discipline when you deal with chronic pain, because it's very different for someone who has flare-ups and things that happen that you just can't predict or anticipate. You can watch that video if you relate to any of this, or you just deal with like some bad days and you want to know how to navigate those bad days but still use discipline. So I've had to take it a bit easier today. I had my morning coffee. I worked from the dining room table instead of my desk. Sometimes this like mindset shift of working at the dining room table versus my desk makes me feel less pressure to be productive or perform. I don't know if that's just me or if you can relate, but that felt nice to just be able to enjoy my coffee, have breakfast. And then I'm so glad I used my Google Calendar, because I had a Pilates class booked, which I thought was for 11:30 a.m., but it was booked for 10:30. So I got the 30-minute morning notification that it was coming up, so I had to rush out. I went there and I picked up Michael to take him to a haircut that he had last minute. So we both just had like some last minute midday appointments, which is not very normal for us. And I went and got an Air One smoothie, mostly because I did not plan my food properly. As you saw, I had shrimp for dinner. The dinner was delicious, but there's no leftovers, so there was really no lunch for me. And since I had bacon with breakfast, I had no other meat prepared, and I need something a little bit heavier. And this smoothie from Air One, it's the Coconut Cloud. It's mostly coconut and it's actually quite filling, but it's also AIP friendly, thank goodness. After the Pilates class, my body's just like even more tired. It felt great to go and do. It was a lot more of a stretching Pilates class rather than an intense one. But I think just because my battery pack, my energy level is so low that it still felt a lot for me. So I have a ton of computer work editing a lot of those photos and on a lot of the videos for the past couple days. So making sure that that is ready and being sent out. I have to send some things off to printers for an event I have coming up. Just like a few different things happening. So I think working from the couch, maybe with a podcast on, enjoying my smoothie is what I need for my body, for my health, and to just pace my energy over the next couple of days while I'm trying to get a lot of work done and prepare and plan for my trip to Toronto. Woo, so nice! I got a lot of things from Base, mostly because I am traveling, as I mentioned, and I just don't have the best like suitcase traveling situation. So I got packing cubes, which I've actually never had packing cubes before. I feel like I see everyone with packing cubes. So I'm very excited to use these packing cubes. I will show you probably in another vlog how I pack my suitcase and get everything organized. And then I also got the Weekender bag. This bag is very much what Base I think was like originally known for, is how brilliant this bag is. It's because you can put like shoes down here. It's a hard shell. Obviously it's pretty big. I got black because I tend to stain things, especially when I'm traveling. But it is a good size bag. It comes with a shoulder strap. Like, look at that. It's like a Mary Poppins bag, which is perfect for someone like me who is always carrying too many things. So I'm very excited to have this with the carry-on. And then another thing I'm so excited about is I actually was sold this from an ad from Base. I normally don't buy cosmetic bags. The current cosmetic bag that I use is from a bridesmaid's gift from a friend's wedding in 2019, I think, like actual years ago, which I still love. But I saw this ad, and Shay was obviously in the ad, and she was talking about how you can store so much in this bag. And like, if you look at it, look how big this cosmetic bag is. Like, look at that. All these different pockets, and I can probably fit all of the things that I need to go in this like narrow case when it's folded up. So I'm excited to start using this cosmetics bag, obviously using it for the trip. And then because my jewelry collection has recently grown, I decided to get a jewelry box. So this is just sort of like their standard jewelry box, which is all that I need, but it's perfect again for traveling. Has a little bit of everything storage, and the brown is like such a nice color. I've never been a big brown fan, but this brown is like the right brown tone. So I'm gonna start putting my jewelry in here, not only for traveling, but also just for organizing at home. And then this is going to be the suitcase that I use to go to Toronto. So the timing of this is perfect because I have to pack up my life and so many different things to go on this trip. And I'm just so looking forward to not being stressed about packing and having so much space. Like, this is so much bigger than the carry-on bag that I've been using for the last like 10 years. So I feel like this was a great investment. All of their product I just think is really great. I will report back after using it, but I have a lot of friends that use their products and say the best things. So I'm excited to also be a Base girly and enjoy wheeling myself around the airport in style. I'm feeling better today. As you have seen, my energy level this week has just been like going downwards. I know I mentioned this in a previous vlog that Q4, which I also realized I'm so sorry I did not explain what Q4 is in full depth. So Q4 is the fourth quarter of the year. If you play sports, it's also the fourth quarter of the game. So it's very similar, sports or marketing retail. This is the last quarter to get things done. And for me, working in retail, having my clothing brand, we do Black Friday sale, we do holidays, obviously, like there's a lot of gift giving around holidays. And then we also have Boxing Day sale, which is a big sale in Canada. So we have a lot happening November and December. We also have our anniversary sale in October, and my business, Mary Young, just celebrated 10 years. So October, November, and December are very busy, and especially for us, it's just really busy with so many different things going on, like brand related, but then also the marketing calendar. So I am definitely running on a reserve battery, and I need to be as kind to myself as I can. And I actually opened a WhatsApp message from a friend of mine a few days late because I'm just not on top of messages right now. And she sent me a question. I think it was on Sunday this week. She's like, how are you taking care of yourself, or how are you being kind to yourself this week? And I replied to her on Wednesday, and I was like, oh, well, first off, sorry for being late. Second off, this is a great question because this week has been so much. So clearly taking care of myself is a priority. And I have been prioritizing sleep and daily movement. So you've seen that I've been going for walks. I went to Pilates. These are things that I used to like toss out the window when I get busy because I'm like, I don't have time. I can't do it. But the reality is I need to do those things even more so when I'm busy. Otherwise, my energy is just gone. And then obviously using discipline to make sure that I stay on schedule. I have my structure. I take, my vitamins, my supplements, all the different things that I need, that I'm like staying on top of it. And with that, I'm going to eat my yogurt, have my coffee, and then go for a walk. I've been doing a little bit of work. I have a bit more work to do, and I'm going to go for a mid-morning walk. And then I'm going to probably work more, but I'm going to wrap the vlog here. And it has been so fun taking you along my life this week and showing you a little bit more about how I eat, how I work, how I care for myself, sort of like all the things that I'm trying to balance on a day-to-day. And I'm just so grateful to have you here. If you are new, thank you so much for subscribing and joining this community. And if you are returning, you mean so much to me. I just really appreciate you. And if you haven't subscribed, now's the time to subscribe. I will be coming up with some more videos. So I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye.